The Auckland summer of 2012 was one to forget. Spring seemed normal, with the promise of fine days to come. Kowhai flowered with its usual yellow brilliance, then died to make way for summer. But something happened, and grey skies came. Maybe there was an omen, as my Pohutukawa barely flowered. And out on the Gulf it was grey and overcast. There was no incentive to take one's video camera far, so I stayed at home and set myself a backyard challenge. For it is amazing how much there is to capture near at hand. As nature unfolds patterns and colours. But I've been here before and done this. My flowers must be weary of being photographed. I need more of a challenge. How about the little creatures with whom I share my garden, hiding away out of sight, with occasional evidence of their existence? There's always plenty of ants busily going about their business along the ant highway. Maybe this is their equivalent of State Highway 1. And near my lemons, daisies attract bees, while nearby buds attract other flyers searching for nectar. In my front garden I've an umbrella tree with its human-like stalks and attractive leaves, at times smothered in hundreds of these moth-like creatures. In close-up here on my tomato plants, with attractive transparent wings, they're passion vine hoppers and considered a sap-sucking pest. The fence opposite my kitchen window doesn't only attract ants. Other insects use it to rest in the sun. A dragonfly, about 8 centimetres in length, with amazing pattern to its body, and 2 huge eyes almost covering the entire head area. Another insect common in the garden, which is usually heard before it is seen, is the cicada. And boy, are they heard. And yes, we did get a few sunny blue sky days. There are 2 cicada here in this shot. Most cicada found in Auckland are black, but when I lived in the Hutt Valley we had green and orange-brown. But during this summer I found this green one on my fence. You wouldn't think blue hydrangea provide much camouflage for a green praying mantis, but this adolescent considered otherwise. Mantis are one of nature's most fascinating creatures, but until recently I had never noticed brown ones. According to something I read, brown mantis are usually found in brown areas like deserts, and green mantis in leafy green areas. Maybe New Zealand is turning brown. The mantis is able to rotate its head about 180 degrees, although this one isn't going to cooperate and show us how. Its vice-like forelegs with which it captures its prey, and intricate wing pattern. 2 bulging eyes, plus it has another 3 smaller ones. But it's the vegetable garden that attracts most insects, as they arrive to share what you are growing and leave behind evidence of a meal taken, and not always a small one. You just have to accept silver beet with holes. Even monarch butterflies seem to like silver beet, but they don't normally feed on it, as it's not on their menu. So I suspect this visitor was just resting, not chewing, and therefore not responsible for the holes in what would have been one of my dinner vegetables. Anyway, let's enter this dark world to see what we can find. Caterpillars have an horrendous appetite. Another insect that can cause much damage is the green vegetable bug. They have a long, sharp tubular mouth part, which is inserted into soft plant tissues, and through which they suck the sap. Yes, that's how those neat holes appear in your tomatoes. As my tomatoes reached the end of their growing season, I found a snail, which have over recent years become rare in my garden, but I'm not complaining, and a caterpillar, stranded on a barren, dying leaf. Eggs which at first I thought came from the green vegetable bug, but their eggs usually look like this. Rows of other neatly lined eggs, possibly from the passion vine hopper. Whoops! There's a passing ant to show you their size. This is an interesting situation. A brown mantis and vegetable bug on the same cluster of tomatoes. At first they didn't seem aware of the other's presence. But then the mantis showed interest and the bug tried to hide. It was midday, so perhaps our mantis was thinking about a nice green lunch. Antenna raised. Legs slowly moved into position. We mustn't disturb the little green fella as we get ready for action. Alas, the bug has flown off, so no lunch. Apparently green vegetable bugs also emit an unpleasant odour in an attempt to discourage predators. In late summer, I found my Podocarpus tree covered in cobwebs. Not the usual neat symmetrical shape you normally find with spiders' webs. The threads appear to be anchored to any available leaf. But spiders were lurking here, waiting for their webs to catch prey. This wasp will sting no more. Another common insect in the garden, but rarely seen, is the katydid. Its colour and shape provides good camouflage, hence why it's rarely spotted. Sometimes called the long-horned grasshopper or bush cricket, this one settled for a while on a window, enabling me to get some great close-up shots. It's amazing how the suction pads on its feet enable it to hang vertically, while it gives itself a thorough clean. Or a good stretch. After a while, I wasn't sure who was studying who. Time to go. It's had enough of us watching. Our subject is a female, as shown by these sword-like items protruding from the end of her abdomen. They are used to position her eggs when the time comes. And as she disappears back to where she probably came from, the summer that wasn't turned into an autumn that was, with a few pleasant sunny days, and a sparkle returned to the Gulf. My backyard challenge had been interesting, and I hope a success. But it would have been nice to have had a proper summer.